Welcome to your daily writing habit, episode number 1327. If you are writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book but you need some help getting it done, you are in the right place. Good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, look for Christine Inc., I-N-K, like that stuff we write with. Each day, I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 21 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they can turn someone who barely sees themselves as a writer into a published book author. Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote. Technology alone is not enough. It's technology married with liberal arts, married with the humanities, that yields us the results that make our hearts sing. Steve Jobs. And once again, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Normally it is FAQs Friday, where I answer your frequently asked questions. Whatever book-related questions are on your mind, you send them on over, and I do my best to answer them here on the show every week. But today's FAQ is me posing a question to all of us as authors, and a little bit of background first. You might have heard of the recent controversy around the popular Lensa app, the app that generates an AI likeness version of yourself based on photos that you upload to it. Now, it's controversial because of the many artists that are claiming that the internet scraping algorithm that the app uses scraped their original artwork off the internet and without credit or compensation. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, check out the show's notes today. I put a link to an article on the subject. And let me make an important point here, having worked on an AI ghostwriting project myself, so knowing a bit about it. It shouldn't be surprising to us to hear that those beautiful artistic images kicked out by an AI app were not created originally by the AIs. This is because AIs, by design, create new somethings from existing somethings. Humans have ideas. AIs have data. Broad strokes, obviously, but something to keep in mind because, as new technologies come at us faster and faster, it would be impossible to know each one inside and out. We're not engineers, but it is our responsibility, however, to have a general understanding of how these new technologies work before we use them. And the point I want to make about AI is not nearly as simple or one-dimensional as, AI bad. There are far too many useful functionalities for it, so I would never adopt such a narrow point of view. It's more along the lines of understand at the very least the basics of the technology you're engaging in before engaging with it. And in the case of this particular app, it's our responsibility when the actions of the app could be causing harm to our fellow artists and how it might do that. Writers, artists, musicians, performers, we're in a similar boat, rowing together in a sense. To that end, I have scheduled attorney Catherine Goldman, an expert on the subject, to come on the show in early February to discuss the artist copyright and intellectual property implications of AI algorithms like the one used in the Lensa app, which allegedly sourced images and, future tense, that they might be sourcing copy from the internet from us as authors. Okay, so outside of that collective boat, what does this topic have to do with us as authors? How do we protect our work? Especially if, from a technology point of view, the words we write are technically nothing more than pieces of data when viewed by an AI. Remember, AIs create new somethings from existing somethings. Humans have ideas, AIs have data. Well, by infusing our words with larger, uniquely human ideas that a simple sentence construct or an orderly arrangement of words cannot convey. That's one way. What do you do as a writer that is not simply a manipulation of data? What is in your writer's soul that an AI cannot steal? What are your AI-proof qualities as a writer? What have you seen as a human being and learned in your life, even if it's just a feeling or a philosophy, that your words at face value as pieces of data could not fully reflect if taken apart? If this sounds like a lot, like my thinking around the value of memoirs and including a memoir element in your book, no matter what type of book you're writing, well, now we have multiple uses for that thinking about the value of memoir writing. Now that thinking can potentially make you maybe AI proof. Now is the time to dig into self-reflection, to ask yourself the questions I've just posed. And then beyond that, questions to about how you can add an unmistakable humanity and depth to your work. And at the same time, from a legal standpoint, yes, protect your work from internet crawlers, whether of the human or AI persuasion, and make sure you check out my interview with Catherine Goldman from Creative Law Center in February. Stay tuned to this show for the exact date of that interview. So what about you? What questions do you have for me about writing and finishing writing an awesome book? Please send them to me through my website contact page. I will put the link in the show notes. Thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. Until tomorrow, happy writing.